They said if we built it, it would be a place for them to come. It was built with love and through your contributions as a place for the children to come when abuse is suspected. There's no trauma of a police station here, no busy emergency room or crowded doctor's office. It's the home where the public service and medical professionals all come to the child in order to make their assessments.
The quality of people that we have involved. These people have expert educations, they have expertise in fields that I never knew were even a part of it. They really take it and dissect it, and they don't just perform an overview of something that's going on. They really are experts in their field, and especially the medical providers, the intricate work that they have to do working with these children and then going to court and proving whatever they have seen or the investigation. I'm just so impressed with the quality of the people that we have in this community that are helping the abused children.
The police department and other government buildings are somewhat cold and monumental looking. The traffic that you see in and out of different offices and the number of officers and civilian personnel who are in and out create an atmosphere that's not conducive to a full disclosure of the truth by a child.
How important is the center to your job at the district attorney's office?
It's really important for us. It helps us gather information, helps us gather evidence. The fact that these children have already been horribly traumatized, but they can come here to the Child Advocacy Center and have their interviews done with law enforcement here and have those taped, that's extremely helpful. This is a home-like situation for them. They're not in some sterile interrogation room, and so they're more likely to be able to talk with us.
Byron, explain for me just briefly how the ability to coordinate with other services in town helps the child and helps you do a better job at detecting child abuse.
Well, we coordinate with the Department of Social Services and other agencies in order to try to bring the child down here to the Child Advocacy Center, and we can jointly come together in order for us to solve our cases.
It is very important to have a setting that we have here at the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center and to utilize it to get the best interview from that child that we possibly can to determine the truth and actually what has transpired to that child.
Although the outer structure may be complete, the work within the center is just beginning. With every dollar donated, newer programs and services are being developed in 2008. I'm here right now with Ellen Cooney, our new executive director here at the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center. And Ellen, there is so much excitement on the horizon for us here in terms of what you're bringing to the table in 2008. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I actually feel that, the board in hiring me has given me a tremendous gift because this center has so much potential. I think it was necessary for years to focus on getting a new building, to have the setting in which we can give kids the best care possible when there's been abuse. But now we can focus on filling that building with all kinds of services, with all of the help that those children and their families need.
It's the first full year in the new Pueblo Child Advocacy home, and the volunteers and staff are finally able to roll up their sleeves in anticipation of the beginning of the real work that lies ahead. We are thrilled to be here with Teresa Huizar. And Teresa, you were just appointed a very monumental new position. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I was just privileged to be appointed as the Executive Director of National Children's Alliance, which is the national accrediting body for all children's advocacy centers across the country.
Now, Teresa, you've been a friend of ours even prior to this wonderful appointment, and you were here to see the inception of some exciting programs taking place here at the Child Advocacy Center. Tell me how those compare to what you're experiencing nationwide.
Sure. Well, for one thing, you're an accredited center, and not every children's advocacy center is across the country. That really is a special designation for centers like yours that are providing a certain quality of service that's very high. So you're to be commended for that. The other thing that I would say about that is that you are adding some services which are really cutting edge, and that's victim advocacy, some therapeutic intervention in terms of support groups for non-offending parents, and I think it just goes to show that you're continuing to have exciting development here at the Pueblo Children's Advocacy Center.
The process of healing is often a long, arduous, multi-step task, beginning with those family members closest to the child.
Some of the changes that I see happening to families is the awareness of what happens to a child when they're involved in any type of a situation. And from that, what change happens to the whole dynamics of the family. The perception that the parents have, whether they're embarrassed, they're threatened, they have no idea that things are going on, how do they cope with that, and how do they change their life situation so that it doesn't happen again. We aren't just a place that is the middleman that houses and lets this process happen. We actually change how they function in their lives.
Christy, you are a children's counselor therapist and are an active force in helping us develop some new plans within the Child Advocacy Center. Tell us a little bit about what you have in the making, if you would.
There's a very exciting project happening right now. We're in the process of developing a new program to help families support their children through the process when a family is affected by physical or sexual abuse. It's important that they know what to do, and that it's not just the child that gets direction and treatment, but it's also the families and the caregivers who also get the attention and support to help them to guide the children through the experience.
Inside the walls of the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center, the job of large numbers gets done through the sheer willpower and endurance of one small, refined group we refer to as the multidisciplinary team.
All the professionals are here for one purpose, and that's to get to the truth when an accusation of child abuse occurs. And we can do that best by having a multidisciplinary approach where the different professionals come together and work on the problem. And as soon as we walk in the door, we leave our other work behind and we come here for the one purpose, and to help the child. And it's also a perfect place for the child to come. If anybody's ever been in a busy emergency room, you know how scary it is, how hectic it is, and it's difficult for the professionals there to be able to focus in and make the child comfortable. While it's a whole different environment at the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center. The moment the child walks in the door, we do everything we can to make that child feel comfortable and to understand that we're there to help him or her and not to hurt them. And so we have rooms that are decorated and are comfortable for the child to come into, like this exam room. It looks a little bit different than you would see in your average emergency room.
It's no secret that the vision and the mission behind the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center comes from within. From the staff, the support teams, the volunteers, the donors, and of course from the direction of a board that believes they can truly make a difference for children here in Pueblo.
We're here with Michael Salardino, the Pueblo Child Advocacy Board President, and our leader really in drumming up money to drive the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center and all the services that it provides to the city. I think some of the Puebloans here sometimes forget that since the structure has erected, that we don't have work still to do.
Absolutely, and now that we are establishing a victim advocate program and helping people find the services that they'll need once abuse has taken place, and there are really a lot of needs, we need to pay for that. And there's not that much government money that comes to the Child Advocacy Center, so we really do have to rely on the people who live here to make this happen.
It all goes towards continuing to be there for those less blessed, and to bless those who wish to continue to live full lives in spite of child abuse.